We both busy doing stuff. Hey, Facebook.
Hey YouTube,
Can we say
it's
Instagram?
Angie.
It's Renee.
Or you should know by now. I will never forget that. I will never ever
I
forget that.
know. I was really in my feelings that day. So yeah. Funny already. I know. I know. Only us. Only
Mm-mm.
us. Hey Miko. Hey Shauna.
What up? What's up?
Um, I put HRY.
Huh?
What's
Oh,
going on with my E?
Harry Miko.
Yeah, Harry Migo. Um,
Harry Miko.
our topic today. Let's get going.
Okay.
I know. Our topic is get out of your own way. Man, oh man. Whew.
Yep.
Get out of your own way.
Yep. Get out your own way.
We doing like 50 things right now, y'all. Don't
Okay, sorry.
let's go.
Okay. Let's go. Wait a minute.
Get out of your own way. This topic came up because I was actually, I'm being real honest. I had applied for a job and I honestly had talked myself out of this job. And believe it or not, I had actually texted the person who was interviewing me and I said, I have a family emergency. I can't make the interview. And believe it or not, she texted me back um, and was like, do you want to reschedule? And I was like, she said, do I want to reschedule? Like, I said, yes. So I'm sitting there like, God, okay, this may be you. Long story short, I was actually 3 minutes late to the interview because I couldn't find parking. Got into the interview and I'm like, I know they're not going to hire me. I said, because I was canceled the interview, late for the interview. Long story short, I had to get out of my own way because it was God's plan. I got the job and I actually start in 2 weeks.
Go
So
you,
yeah,
go girl.
yeah. So that moment I had to tell myself, like, get out of your own way. It's not always somebody else that's in our way and stopping us from doing things. We can stop ourselves from doing a lot of things. And in that situation, it was me. I had to get out of my own way.
Yes. So let me ask you this is since we're being transparent, right? So why the hesitation?
I was hesitant because I'm getting out of it, a person of routine, a person that
Mhm.
I know something, I know where I'm at, I know the job, I'm familiar with it, I know the people. And change for me was not easy.
Mm,
And it's always been a battle and a fight because I'm used to routine. But because of this, I was able to break that. We talked about it before. I was at a job for 12 years because I was comfortable. So
right,
leaving and coming to somewhere else, it was, Angie, you was like Renee, like we
right.
talked about it. It was a struggle. So once I broke that thing, then I got here and got comfortable. But it's like God was trying to take me higher in different places. I had to break it. But familiarity and being comfortable is one of the things that will hold us and stop us.
Indeed. That's a good one. That
Yeah.
is a good one. Um, yeah, yeah. So we get to this complacency,
Yes.
right? And then we're like, oh, I'm good. You know, I'm good right here. Even if it's something that does make us a little uncomfortable, we're comfortable in our uncomfortability
Yeah.
because we know it. So we won't try to push forward or push past that
Hmm.
because we're like, okay, I'm good right here.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes that also comes with with sometimes thinking that we're not worthy of it.
Yeah.
I believe that because sometimes we're like, okay, I'm good right here. I want more, but I don't know that I deserve more. And that could come from things that were said to us in our past
Hmm.
or done to us in our past. And so we're constantly hearing that, we're hearing those things. So it's important that we get that negative thinking out of our head when we're remembering the things that were said to us, or some of the things that we've gone through. Then we will tend to just be like, okay, I'm good right here,
Yeah.
because I think we're kind of protecting ourselves,
Hmm.
um because now I don't want to say we've arrived, but we're at a place where I'm like, okay, I can just stay here.
Yeah.
So we get kind of complacent with that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's and that when getting out of our own way, uh, we have to look at ourselves too. And sometimes that's not easy to do. Can always
Hmm.
look at everybody else and say, this is your fault. This is you.
Hmm.
But for me in that situation and a lot of situations, I have to begin to look at myself and realize you're holding yourself back.
Hmm.
And God could be like in that situation with the job, like all the obstacles I put in the way of holding me back, it's like his favor, his grace and mercy still opened that door for me. And I'm thankful. But I have to look back over time and say, how many doors did God open? But because I was so comfortable and I was in my own way, I didn't walk through. I instead stayed right there with the door open.
Wow. I'm sure there were many times,
Yeah.
but even still in that,
Yeah.
God works. All things work together for the good of those.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
So, even in that, like, learn the lesson.
do. Hmm.
But this is definitely like a great lesson. Um, I feel like another thing that could hold us back is a lack of trust. So a lack
Yes.
of trust in yourself, a lack of trust in others, and a lack of trust in God, because you're just like, I don't know that I can do it. When I say lack of trust, it's like, again, it's your confidence. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, you know, or with others. It may be that I'm not sure how they're going to receive me, or I don't know how they're going to treat me. And then, when I say a lack of trust in God, and if we just take a step back and look at all the things that He's brought us through, how can we not trust Him? You know what I'm saying? No, they didn't all feel good. And some of the things didn't even turn out the way that we wanted them to or expected them to. But if you really just take a look at it and just be like, wow. I mean, it's so many things that we tend to take for granted
Hmm.
and don't realize that was God's favor on my life,
Yeah. Yeah.
because we're looking at it in a negative sense of, man, they told me no, or man, they chose somebody else. But it wasn't, so it was really that God chose you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was saving you. You didn't see it at that time, But if you look back and you think about it, you're just like, wow, that's where I wanted to be. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Yes.
And when you were talking about a lack of trust in God, just thinking about when you said it, it like hit me how many things we put our trust in. And we
Mhm.
just know and believe like this is going to hold me up like a chair. We get in
Mhm.
the chair not questioning if it's going to hold us up. We walk in our house trusting that the roof is not going to fall in. And it's
Right.
like if we trust year after year that these things, material things, are going to withstand, going to hold us, why don't we trust God like that?
Right.
We have to question, we doubt, we have to try to figure it out. And it's like, I trust the roof, but sometimes I have to, God, am I going to trust you in this situation? And it shouldn't be that way, but it is.
Yeah. No, it shouldn't be that way. But we have to, when you're dealing with this spirit, you
Hmm.
can't, things don't make sense. So
Yes.
when we're trying to make sense of it,
Hmm.
doesn't always make sense. To God, two and two don't always equal four. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, he can take it and he'll multiply it. It won't, you'll be looking like, uh, you know what I'm saying? So we have to sometimes get out of our own way because we're looking at it logically. We're looking at it practically. And it does not always make sense. It doesn't. And so when we're trying to really, write it down and make it sense. Now, don't get me wrong, because Angie will say some stuff and Renee be looking like, I don't know about that. But what I am saying, we are peculiar people. So there are going to be some things that are just going to be different and peculiar. Now, it shouldn't be totally weird, right? There's a difference. There is a difference, but it will be unusual. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard. And so there's so much that God has for us that we haven't seen it, we haven't heard it. And as much as things change, they stay the same. It's new, it's different, it's in every listen. If the iPhone can upgrade every 5 minutes, we up to what, iPhone 22?
I
But there
think
will be,
23
right.
update. Oh, you talking about phone?
Yeah,
14, but like 20 something upgrades, dates on the phone.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean it's like you can't, if we know that the world is ever evolving, we should be evolving as well. We should be growing, which means that in growing, we need, our faith should be growing as well. Just look back over your life.
Yes.
When I look back
Oh my
over my
goodness.
life.
And when you were talking and you was just saying how God will just take a little and God doesn't make sense. Elijah with the widow woman, like he was looking for something to eat. He went to her, he told her, he said, if you feed me, like you're never going to run out. And she said, I only have enough for me and my son. And that takes great faith to know that I only have enough for me and my son, but I'm trusting the God in you to know that if I feed you, my supply will never run out. And her
Amen.
faith and trust in God, like what he said happened. But that
That's
took
right.
a great level of faith and trust to know that I'm taking from me, giving to you, but you're telling me that I will never lack. And only God can make that promise, but that's just a prime example of trusting Him. That right there.
Indeed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I think you can paralyze yourself from what God has for you because you lack the faith. Note to self. Yes. Yes.
You,
So you want to go ahead?
I was
Yes.
going to say when she said that, I thought about I was driving the other day and I thought I had put my car in drive and I'm sitting there like stepping on the gas and I'm like, what is, oh my God, what's wrong with my car? I put it in neutral.
Neutral.
Yeah. So if we're in neutral and we really think we're going somewhere and we're just stuck in the same place no matter what we try to do, that's something that I have control to get out of that situation. I can stay in
Mm,
neutral and stay stuck, or I can step on the gas and put it in drive and I can move forward. But I have to have some type of action to go along with the car moving. It's not going to go by itself.
wow. Amen. Are you in neutral?
No,
Reverse
now
or drive?
I'm in drive now.
Girl, you in first gear, second or third.
I'm in third gear.
Come on. We cruising, girl.
Yes, that's a good thought, though. That's a good thought.
Indeed, it is. Yes, I love that. Get out of neutral. Get out
Yes,
of neutral.
yes. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. So, all right. I think another thing that can hold you, where you have to get out of your own way, a negative attitude. Having a negative attitude, and I'm sure we've heard of that. Your attitude determines your altitude.
yeah,
So when your attitude sucks, you're not going very far, right? I look at it, yeah, you're not going to go very far. So when you have that negative attitude, and you're always looking at the things that are, you're never looking at the pros, you're always looking at the cons. You're always saying, well, what if this happens? Or what about that? And what about this? And what about it? What about it? We don't know. But at least if you've gone and you've tried, hopefully you'll take the lesson, and then the next time that you try, you'll do it better, right? So, if having a negative attitude, it's not going to get you far. So because you're constantly, that goes with your negative thinking,
hmm,
right? So your negative thinking and then projects your negative attitude. So now, and I always feel like the way that you treat other people is the way that you feel about yourself.
yeah, yeah,
So, that will start to project onto other people. And it's, we, as much as we, people always like, I don't need nobody but God. Me, it's just me and God. But God uses people to
yeah,
bless you. God uses people to pour into you. So you can't just isolate yourself and shut yourself off, because we do need one another. Like, we do. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but we do need people. Even those that we think that are, that are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. God, He says what? He will set a table before your enemies. He will use it as, come on. He will use, he can take the bad things of the world and use them to bless you. So, I'm not saying go out here and then be in crazy places and be like, I'm waiting for my blessing. No, that God send it to you. Don't be going
yes.
cuckoo.
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah. And like, what's in your way? What do you have hindering you from moving forward? That's in your way. As you were saying, our attitude, having a negative attitude, which is so true. Lashana was saying, um, we can paralyze ourselves by the lack of faith. So, a lack of faith can hinder us from moving forward. Not trusting God, like Angie was saying, can hinder us um, from moving forward. Um, you want to read it, Angie?
You can also be in the wrong place to get your blessing too.
Wrong place, right time, or right place, wrong time?
That part, right place, wrong time. Did it say that?
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, I think that you can also be in the wrong place to get your blessing too. Are you saying that you can be in the wrong place and miss your blessing? Or are you saying that, yeah, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you can be in the wrong place and miss your blessing. Yes. I totally agree. Be like, I said 155th Avenue. You on 155th Street. You didn't read the whole thing.
But you know what? Also, in thinking about that, when you say wrong place, it's like what I see too. God has a blessing right here for you, but we sometimes feel like I got to help God out, so I'm gonna help him out, and by me helping him out, I've made my own way to get to this place or to get something. And I'm in the wrong place because I put myself here. I put myself in this situation. I put myself in this relationship. I put myself on this job. I put myself in this house. I did all this myself. And then fast forward a year or two, and what God has for you is literally walking right in front of you. But you've already put yourself in the wrong situation. And God is like, you did it yourself, but I had this right here for you. Now it's not going to work because you're in the wrong place. And I know for some of us that has happened where it's like, God, I know this was you right here, but God's like, yeah, but you put yourself right here. It's nothing for me to do.
Well, look at the children of Israel.
Yeah.
He They were in captivity. He set them free. And then what happened? You was in the wrong place. And when I say in the wrong place in your heart.
Yeah.
Being in the wrong place doesn't always have to be physical. A lot of times it has a lot to do with your mental and what's going on with your heart and your spirit. Like it's in the wrong place. How am I gonna bless you? You want me, so yeah, I mean, I want to make you a millionaire, but you can't do you can't be 100 there.
Faithful over a few things, and you don't even want to be faithful. Yeah. Yeah.
So no, our heart is in the wrong place. Well,
Mhm.
Lord, I want you to bless me to be able to help others. Okay, well, I want you to help others by sharing what you've experienced, because that is priceless. There is no cap on money. None of that. So what you're doing, because we have to remember that it's all about kingdom building. And kingdom building doesn't always, and I'm saying that it doesn't ever, but it doesn't always require monetary. You know what I'm saying? For you to be rich and to be prosperous. And I think a lot of times people, they put prosperity with having a lot of money. No, no, that's not it. And if that's what you're thinking, that ain't it. Because you can have a whole lot of money and still be not
Exactly.
happy.
Exactly. We was talking about that in Sunday school Sunday, talking about how it's not about prosperity. It's about a peace of mind. It's about the fact that I'd rather have power than prosperity. You have some of the people who are poor in the natural, but they are so powerful in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like you said,
That
Tracy, go ahead.
that's true. I am in a job right now that I asked to be reassigned to in 2018. I didn't get it until 2023. Thank you, Jesus. It is so sweet. That's awesome.
Yes,
That's awesome.
congratulations.
Congratulations. And you endured. You know what I'm saying? You didn't quit. You didn't give up. You stuck it in there because it was 2018. In 2019, you could have been like, I'm blowing this popsicle stand. I'm
Yeah,
out. I asked you to reassign me. You didn't reassign me.
I'm gonna do it myself.
So there may have been things that, while you were still in that position, that God was working out in you, but also at the same time as he was working things out in you, you were blessing other people. Your assignment, you were asking to be reassigned, but your assignment wasn't up.
Yep.
Listen, trust me, I know it was days that I was like, if I go in here one more time, I'm gonna
Yes.
pull my eyeballs out.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm gonna pull them out of my sockets because this is making me crazy. But my assignment wasn't up. And I just said, Lord, help me get through this. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to, but I was this close. And he
Oh
blessed me. I
God.
didn't move until my heart was right.
Yes. And he would do that for us and
Whew.
do us. Yeah.
It's better to stay in God's lane than trying to create your own. That part. So true.
How many times?
You trying to make the lines ain't straight,
Ah,
going
that's
all over the
better.
place.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
All
It's
up in the
crazy.
dirt.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, in order to make a road or to make anything, a line, a community, it has to be researched. Like they have to determine the zoning, everything, the roads, they have to get the companies. It's a lot of stuff that comes along with it. Creating your own lane, like Angie said, you can't just go out there and see a dirt road and say, I'm going to just drive and make my own path through here in a car. You're not equipped to do it. We're not
No,
equipped to do it.
no.
So it's better just to let God do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. There's a question. How do you know if you're in your own way or God is telling you to move?
Be still and know. If you're questioning, for me, if I'm questioning God, if it's is this me or if it's you, I'm learning to be still until I have a short answer that it is God. Don't move in confusion. Don't move out of frustration. Don't move out of this is getting on my nerves. Stay still until you know that you have confusion, all of that stuff out of the way, and you have clarity and you can see what's in front of you.
Now, I totally agree with that as far as like don't move in frustration, because then I feel like that part right there, when you're moving in frustration, that's you trying to make your own lane, because you're like, I just got to get out of here. Like, and I get it. I get it. Like, it's not easy to just to be there, but you definitely you can't move in frustration, because what you don't want to do is take chaos with you. And so even in the midst of the chaos that's going on around you, God will give you a sense of peace when he is telling you, okay, it's time for you to move. And sometimes we will be like, well, wait a minute, we're talking about being in your own way, right? And God is saying, just Renee just said it. He said, okay, this is, the job, here it is. I want to give you this. And she's like, I'm not sure. I'm comfortable where I am. But the opportunity presented itself again. So I think that if you're seeking God and you're praying for direction, and this one thing keeps coming up, right? And you're praying to God. Now, that's why we have to have the spirit of discernment. But it keeps coming up and you're trying to go another way, and God's like, get back over here, shorty. I want you to go this way. And he will confirm what it is that he said to you. So whether it is through You wake up in the morning, you read your Bible, and it's like boom, right there. You hear from somebody sending you a text, somebody sending you a phone. I said sending you a phone call, calling you on the phone, writing you a letter through a pigeon. I don't know, but he will confirm his word. So if it's something that he has told you, he's gonna confirm it. That's why a lot of people think about when we think about prophecy, it's really is God confirming his word. Most of the time you get up there and you'll be like, sometimes you'll be like, wait a minute, I'm not ready yet. Because you may not be ready and he's telling you to get ready. That he's saying get ready, right? But most of the time it's for him confirming his word, not going, making stuff up. Because we got prophet liars. So be careful of that. I'm done. Okay. And don't stay in doubt either. God told me to move from a job and I didn't. Then I got fired. He will move you if he needs to. Indeed. That's what I'm saying. You just we can't be too comfortable. We can't be too comfortable. So, even in that, there will be a sense of peace in you making the move. Yes, you may get nervous. We human. We are human. So we're going to get a little nervous because, like, as much as the people who say, well, I love change, I got to change it all the time. We still like some comfort. We still like to have some type of, what's it called, Renee?
Stability.
Thank you. Right. We still want to have some form of stability. So, he'll give you peace and comfort in that time. My confirmations was the 2 weeks notice I found as I cleaned out my locker. Hey, so, he will do it because there. Sometimes if you don't move fast enough, or sometimes it will be like, and this is just Angie talking. I do believe that there are relationships that God has told you to break off, whether it's a um, partner relationship, it's a friendship, any kind of ship, right? And he's told you that's it, don't stop it. And they've showed you who they are, but you continue, you're like, oh, okay. And then it comes and he's like, okay, well, then I'm just going to have to rip it up. And it'll make it so bad that there is no, well, I'm not going to say God can't do it because he can, but it's very hard to repair the relationship. It'll never be the same. But that is when God is saying, I told you, little girl, go on somewhere.
When you said that, I wish I could put the picture up so everybody can see it. But when you talk about keep repairing something, my sister, who I know not watching, so I ain't worried, I can say it, had an air mattress. And this girl air mattress looked like a landmine. She has so much tape, just tape here, tape, 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 just catch it. And we looked, it was tape everywhere. And I said, just throw it in the trash. No, I can save it. You cannot save it.
Come on.
It was like 12 different pieces of tape on this mat. I am so serious. She even went out and bought the Gorilla Glue tape, the Gorilla Glue patching, trying to stick up the holes. And it's like everywhere a hole would pop up. And she looked crazy, just keep doing it. And we just kept saying it. But that's how we look when God is saying, I need you to get out of the way. You keep patching up all these areas on this air mattress. And every time you patch, another hole pops up because I'm trying to get you to get rid of the old out of your way and get something new that you don't have to patch up every time you want to use it.
Mm.
And that's what I'm thinking about that air mattress. And finally, after I think 2 months, she got tired of sinking on the floor in the mattress and said, I'm just going to throw it in the trash and buy a new air mattress.
But
But
look
yeah,
at the time, the energy,
yeah, the
the money
craziness, the
that she
restless
spent
nights.
on this, and she could have just been like, let me just go on and it's done.
Invest in a new one.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. So
That is it.
yeah, that's a way. That's one of the ways that I'm thinking about. We have to get out of our own way and stop, like Angie said, when you said holding on to things, and God is like, I want you to get rid of it.
Right.
Um, and I just it's hard when you have, like Angie said, you have invested time and all of this stuff into things, but it comes a time where if you want to move forward, if you want to go higher, this may mean something to you, but you have to know that God has something greater and more for us. And it's not easy to let go of ways, habits, things that we're used to doing, things we're used to saying, people we're used to being around, because the familiar is always comfortable. But being comfortable can sometimes and lots of times cost us our livelihood. It can cost us your ministry. It can cost you power. It can cost you your future and your destiny. And we look and you're like, I'm still stuck in the same place that I've been at for years. Why? Because you're in your own way and you're holding on to something God is saying, let go of. And I can't speak for anybody else, but I know for me, when you get tired of being tired, you make up in your mind, I'm going after everything that God has promised me. No longer will I hold myself back or allow any lack of confidence in myself or confidence and trust in God to hold me back. This is a new season, a new year, new things are coming. I have to be willing to grab a hold of what's new and let go of what's old.
Amen. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Let's pass the collection, please. Yes, honey. Yes, yes, yes. When we talk about holding on to dead weight, right? When you get on an airplane, and I've been through it. I've been like, can you put this shoe in here? Can you put that uh, over there? Can you do it? Yeah, that was me. That was me at the airport asking everybody to put something in their bag because mine was overweight. There's a weight limit when you getting on the airplane. And as much as we're fussing about it, we're like, I need to take all my stuff because with all the people and then with all the stuff, it has to be able to get to a certain altitude, right? It carries a certain amount of weight. Even when we go on the elevator, it's telling you the capacity, the weight capacity. And when you're trying to go up, you got to let some things go. And everybody cannot go with you as much as you love them. So you have to get out of your own way by letting go of the dead weight. The dead weight is, all the things that we talked about. It is the negative talk, the negative thinking. It is the people. It is just all the things that are not of any good to you anymore. Why am I holding on to this? Like when you're cleaning up and you're trying to do your spring cleaning, and you're like, why do I still have this? Like, it's time to just let it go. You've outgrown it. What you could wear at 25, you shouldn't be wearing at 40, and definitely not at 50. Let it go. Let it go. And it will cost you to hold that extra weight. Indeed, that's right. Yep, you're going to pay more. You're going to pay more. You're going to pay more. Trust me, when it is time for me to retire from my job, I will be running so fast. You are going to think I am in the Olympics. I'm going to praise dance my way out the door. If they fool with me, I might be speaking in tongues. Speak it, girl. Speak it. Just let me know the date. I'm gonna come up there. I'm gonna be your background. I'm gonna dance with you. I got you. Yes, yes,
Oh
yes,
man. Jeez.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes we need a confirmation. And we need encouragement when sometimes when we're going through. Sometimes you can encourage yourself, which we're supposed to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times you need someone, accountability partner. We talked about that before, to just help you get out of your own way.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, like Blossom Thick said, we may feel like, oh, maybe it's not God, maybe it's me and my, no, I don't know. And sometimes accountability partner will help you get out of your own way, but you have to be open minded to what they're saying to you, to know that they may see something you don't see. And I think that's something that we need also, accountability partner, to help us sometimes get out of our own way.
Indeed. Oh, yes, I love that. I love that. Yeah. Don't surround yourself with people who's just going to say yes. You got to surround your people who's going to hold you accountable. That's what an accountability partner is. Y'all are not going to always agree, right? But you'll always have each other's back. But you're not going to always agree. You might not see things the exact same way. You're not. But I'm here for you. I got your back. So you indeed, an accountability partner is big. You
When you
know,
said
you're on mute.
when you said that, I also thought about, it took me a while, and I'm still getting out of it, to think that, when you're in your own way and the person doesn't agree with you, it's not an attack.
That's right.
I think sometimes we have to be open minded to realize that in order to get out of your own way, you have to listen to other people and know that what they're saying to you is not an attack, it's to help you.
Indeed. It's to help you grow. You know, it's to help you grow. And just because just because it's different doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different. Unless it's not from God. Unless it's not the truth. So we have to walk in truth. you know that was one of the other things that I was saying. What do we do um, to get out of our own way? It could be a lack of knowledge or a lack of wisdom, right? And there is a big difference. Knowledge is things that you know. I can read this book and I know it, but wisdom is how you apply it, right? So the knowledge is, when the light, I know that red means stop, yellow means slow down, green means go. But now I have to use wisdom to apply it. So when I see red light, I need to stop. I can't just keep going. So, you have to have both. You have to have the knowledge and the wisdom. And when you lack them both, you can stand in your own way, or if you can, I don't, I personally don't think that you can be wise without being knowledgeable. You need to know some things. You need to know some things. Okay?
Yes, I
You need
agree.
to know some
I
things.
agree. And we don't know
So,
everything too. That's another thing.
oh,
We don't
know
know.
everything.
If you don't know, I don't know.
Right,
I'm like, let me see. I don't know. I don't
right.
know. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
All right, we got 9 things. I've been
Oh,
typing.
wow.
Yeah, we have 9 things. Don't move in confusion and frustration. Stand until you have clarity. Go ahead, Angie.
Seek God and wait for Him to respond. Speak through His word, text, or confirm His word. Huh? Oh, people will speak. Okay.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
repeat.
got it.
Don't
Don't
get
get,
too comfortable. Go ahead.
it's your turn.
Don't get too comfortable. Let go of the dead weight. I'm gonna get her. You got
No,
the
we're
next
doing
two.
we're doing two. You
Okay,
do
all
two,
right.
I do two, you do two, I do two. Okay, number 7. You need an accountability partner. Number 8, it's to help you grow. It's not an attack. Don't be so defensive.
Close us out.
Number 9, a lack of knowledge and a lack of wisdom. Wisdom is how you apply the knowledge, is how you apply it. I want to make it even. I got one more.
What you got?
Unforgiveness.
Ah, go ahead. Go with.
You will be in your way because when you have, I feel like unforgiveness blinds you to so many things. Like it's having these rose colored glasses on, or even not even just, it's like having sunglasses on when it's dark. You don't see things the way that they should be, or the way that they are. And when we're holding on to unforgiveness, it can and it will blind you. Like it'll make you just be cuckoo. Was one time I was holding on to something, and when I tell you, me and God struggled, I ain't even look the same. That's how bad it was. Like I literally felt like my skin got darker. I was just in a really dark place because I was like, I'm holding on to this. I'm not, I refuse. And God was like, I said let go. And I was like, I said no. He beat my butt. And eventually I had to let it go. And it was a big, big release. It's like when you have gas in your chest, you got heartburn real bad. I know I was gonna say a bubble in your belly. Or you got that bubble in your belly, or you have heartburn really, really bad. And then once you get relief, because that heartburn, that gas, and you're thinking, oh, this is something that's so simple. But something that it seems so simple is something that can literally make you feel as though you're dying. Gas, yeah.
When I got stories. Oh my gosh. I was with a person and they was just like, I'm dying. Like I'm dying. And I'm like, oh my, I'm like, all right, we gotta go to the emergency room. We get to the emergency room. They're like, I'm dying, like literally dying. And the doctor said, take this bottle, go home, give it about 2 to 3 hours, and you'll be living again. So
Not living again.
yeah, so literally after all of that, the dying and all the convulsions, I mean, really like going through, the person was had stool backed up in their chest.
What?
Yes.
In
Yeah,
the chat? Oh, they
in
was
the
literally
chest.
full of it.
Yeah, literally full of it. So, and the doctor was like, this is the remedy for it. Like, and also you have to change how you're eating, all these different things. A
Mm,
bottle of cleanser to clean out the inside
come on.
because it wasn't coming out. I'm an example.
Listen, when you said this the remedy for it, this is the remedy for it. The remedy for it is Jesus. The remedy for it is the word. He has given it to us. The remedy for it is Jesus. And it's his word. And when you say you have to change, he said you have to change the way that you're eating. What are we eating? Like we're eating these problems of the world. We're eating this negativity. We're eating this unforgiveness. We're eating this trash, and we are full of it. Girl.
And you know what? When you said that too, oh my gosh. I don't know about nobody else, but I'm a picky eater.
Mm,
One, I'm not eating from everybody's kitchen.
come on.
Two, I'm not eating everybody's food. And I'm like, if we are that picky about food because
Mm,
we're eating it in our body, we can't be taking everybody's word and letting it get into us either. That's another
mm,
thing. Watch what you eat and watch who's feeding you.
mm. Indeed. 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 Mm. That right there, yeah, that hit me. Mm. Watch what you eating. Watch what you eat. What are you watching? What are you listening to?
Who are you connected with?
Yes, yes. I don't like loose mac and cheese. Don't bring it my way. Next time somebody come, Talking cuckoo, you lose mac and cheese. Get out of here.
Yes. Yes. Whose turn is it? I think it's an Angie moment.
I don't remember. All right. Well, all that I have. So my Angie moment is get out of your way. Move. Get out the way. Get out the way. You got to get out of the way. God has so many things for you to do. Remember, it's always about kingdom building, right? And we can't do that when we're constantly, procrastinating, when we're constantly being afraid to move forward, when we're constantly, the confidence is not gone. And now there's a big difference between confident and being cocky, right? But we need to be confident. We need to be bold in what it is that God has purposed us to do. There is nothing wrong with that. So, how do we do that? Read your word. There it is. The instructions are in there. Everything that you need is in the Bible. We get out of our way from reading our Bible, getting into the word, and letting it feed you. That is what we should be eating. God said, choose me. You'll be hungry no more. You will thirst no more. I am the living water. So we need to make sure that we're drinking from his cup and that we're being full on him, in him, and allow him to speak through us. And remember that we are, get out the way. We are the hands and the feet of Jesus Christ. We are to show each other and show the world love. And so we have to make sure that we are walking in and on purpose. So get out the way and go and do God's work.
Get out the way. Get full on God. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all so much for watching tonight, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. Get out the way, like Angie said. I don't have nothing else to say except for get out the way, and we'll see you next week at 7 o'clock.
Peace out, homies.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for your
Bye.
support. Thank you, Tracy, Tamiko, Blossom Thick, Bob, Patrice. We love y'all.
Yes, we do.
Good night.
Good night.